Reinkstone is back. But wait, hear us out. Yes, they're actually here this time. This is a product that we verified with them that they can indeed and will ship. We even bought a small pallet shipped to our offices in order to prove the concept as to not spread any misinformation. And yes, the products have landed. There have been a tremendous amount of bad blood and negative publicity when it comes to the Shenzhen WiWood group, as they have successfully crowdfunded nearly $3.2 million USD of successful campaigns through various platforms. Click the link above if you want to see the breakdown of exactly what went down. Yes, they have completely abandoned the Reinkstone DES. The Whiskey EE right is discontinued, and in terms of the top joy, to quote one of the directors of the company, we weren't able to find any big profile purchasers for our product, so the device has been abandoned. In terms of the color top joy butterfly, no big companies were interested in this unit. So surprise, surprise to us when they sent us the Reinkstone with a Kaleido Plus screen labeled the R1 reader. This unit has a second generation Kaleido screen with 100 ppi in color, has no onboard audio, no waterproofing capabilities, but does come bundled with a nice wood patterned case. What else lies beneath the surface of this thing? Well, let's stick around to find out. First things first, what are we looking at when it comes to weight? They said this was 150 grams. Let's see how accurate that is. It is 139 grams. It's actually lighter. Did they mean the case as well? Nope, because that's 204. Let us look at the case while we are here now. This is the unit on the right, and we have a nice kind of wood-esque looking case on the left. They did have a chance to kind of set themselves aside from the pack by putting maybe a real piece of balsa wood, but then they wouldn't be able to put the embossed logo, and it would be pretty fragile. There is an embossed logo on the top corner there that says Reinkstone. This is all very nicely done. The device goes like this, snaps in, and you got yourself a nice little package here with the wood wrapping around to the back. It is not real wood, by the way. It is just a piece of kind of felt with some silicone around it. Let's look at the build of the unit before we dive in. I think this looks pretty nice, honestly, and if it wasn't for the fact that they did send us this and we have some inventory, we probably wouldn't really be too keen on doing anything with these guys anymore, especially because they ghosted us on 4 separate occasions. We do have white on the front with a non-flush screen and bezel, very pocketbook-esque, and we have this nice kind of peach cream on the back. It doesn't look orange, it is orange, but it has some different colors mixed in there. It's very matte, it's very pastel. You don't have any audio on this, but you do have Bluetooth, you don't have speakers. You do have USB-C, some access screws, and a nice power button with an LED indicator. Looking at the UI, and yes, this is not to cheat anything, but we do have the glow light on. Why is that? Because if you turn the glow light off on Kaleido screens, it looks like that. It doesn't look very good. Everyone sets their glow light to at least a little bit to take the edge off. You have a volume dial, and you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, Wi-Fi setting, and this is the most interesting thing to us, because we'll just jump right into this because it doesn't really have a whole lot of settings. For example, if you go over to Google Play, yes, this does have Google Play on board. And if you see here, there's color. If we go to the top mode and click color mode, the color turns off. Much like the Reinkstone DES, they can turn off the color. They seem to have found a way to strip all of the color away. Now this could be just a list of parameters in the back end that removes the vividness, the contrast, the saturation, etc. But no other manufacturer has done this, except for the Onyx boox Color 2. The Poke 2 color was able to do this, and that was only with a mistake. This one actually can do black and white mode and color mode, whether it's parameters or not. It has the ability to do that. And why we jumped over to that and didn't show the rest of the settings, for example, because surprisingly, the settings, there's not really anything here. There's contrast level and IMG 256, which is pretty standard nowadays, but Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth, security, auto shutdown, wallpaper, there's not even any device or display settings on this unit. It's literally just that and nothing else. You do have a bookshelf that shows you how to use Google Play, which is actually a pretty rigorous set of processes you have to go through. One of the most difficult we've ever had, south of a, I don't know, Nova Air 2 back in the day, but Onyx has now found a way to do it out of the box. Reinkstone is still lagging way behind. That was really hard to get into. But yes, Google Play is going to take you through literally anything you would ever need. There are millions of applications here. There's going to be nothing it can't handle for the most part. Now, there is a major downside, is that you don't have a very fast unit here. You do have some speed modes that do rocket ship and normal. So you got normal mode, you got A2, but that's really it. That's it. You don't have X mode. You don't have an ultra fast inherent kind of background processes to make it play videos and stuff like that, which we will show you later, but it's really just there to speed things up a little bit rather than be something you're going to rely on to use social media, watch Netflix, etc. Because this isn't Kaleido 3, it's really old technology, we're not going to show much color content. We're not trying to hide anything, it's just we've seen this so many times before, and we don't have to turn off the color to read manga because only the laid-in screen or the cover art is color. So let's swipe and see how it goes. Now this is really slow. Very, very, very slow. It looks good once it's landed, but it's slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to speed it up with a speed mode. And I believe that just turned everything off. That didn't even, there we go. So now we're in speed mode. So this is as fast as you can make it. You can't make it any faster than this. There's no bars in the background. There's no other modes to use. There's no settings for the modes themselves to really refine your experience. It's just going to be like this. So overall, it looks great, but it's not the fastest experience we've seen. It does have a lot of the benefits of using Google Play, for example, because you can boost open the text boxes, as you see there, by double tapping, which is kind of a nice feature. It even keys out, so I much appreciate that. And although it's not Kaleido 3, the colors do look good, and there's nothing really that bad about the colors. Moving over to an ebook, let us start with normal mode. You will see that a lot of apps will have this kind of slow page turn animation for peaking. So when you do use apps like the Kindle app, like Google Books, for example, you have to have a speed mode. Now let's see what it's looking like with the speed mode in place. It's really just pretty much as bad. It is changing the pages, but you still get a little bit of that page turn animation jumping up there. Overall, though, this is pretty nice to hold in your hand. It's so lightweight. I love the feel of this. They're actually using good materials finally. It looks great. The color scheme as well. It really does all jive with itself. So sometimes when you have a black bezel and black sides, your eyes get drawn into the screen a little bit more or less, depending on kind of your own respective personal preferences. I like the white around here. It gives it a nice elegant look, and that color pops because it kind of wraps around to the front. This is, and all that kind of matters. What you hold, how you hold it, how heavy something is, how fast it is. It is a pretty good reading experience. I would have really liked to see one more speed level. Just one more additional speed level called top fast, mega fast, or whatever these Chinese companies usually call it. But unfortunately, we're not seeing any of that here, but you do have colors, so you can do color highlighting, and you can take advantage of all that Google Play has to offer, or Kindle, or Barnes & Noble, or Kobo, or whatever app you choose to use. If you're asking if you could sideload apps in, you can, and you don't really need to because you have Google Play. So anything on Google Play, you just download, and as you see, it falls in line in this kind of stack here. It will continue on if you need more room. You also can go to here and do app management. This will allow you to click X to uninstall it, move it around, change it to clear cache. You can force stop, all the usual kind of Android processes you can go through there. You only have one real application or additional feature outside of the stock stuff, which is calculator. That's really all they give you. But again, you having Google Play, you can download any scientific calculator you want on here. This is both something I want to touch on and a PDF. I really like the fact that they give you a user guide. Smack dab in the center of the unit. When you turn it on, you get how to install Google Play, which is helpful, and a user guide, which is helpful. I think that's, they're, trying to turn things around. This mimics the user guide that you get in the box, actually, even going as far as the QC Pass you can see right there. You just get it in a digital format. So they've actually digitized the physical copy of this in case you use it. This is extremely helpful stuff. It gives you all the specs, it gives you all the information, it tells you the resolution, it it goes above and beyond these guys to actually, and look at that, I didn't even know that. They put a midway picture to show off the colors as you're moving. This is a turning point for the company, I personally believe, because it does seem that they're putting their best foot forward. I don't know if it rectifies the mistakes and the things and the timeline that they had gone through chronologically, but it is definitely a major step in the right direction. No, this is no camera trickery. You can very well see that even in its fastest mode, it cannot play videos, at least well. I mean, it's playing it, but that's 9 frames a second. Yeah, it's not very good. You can't really get a good handle of what's going on. It's almost kind of like someone's flipping too fast through a gallery of photos. It really doesn't work as anything to do with videos. You can go on social media, if that's something you want to do on this, given the fact that it has Google Play, but that's really where you're going to be maxed out on. You can't play videos, and it has no audio unless you connect it to Bluetooth. Outstanding build quality, Google Play, and an included case makes this almost a redemption level move by the troubled company. However, despite having one single speed mode, it can't play videos, there's no expandable storage, and there's no onboard audio besides Bluetooth. All things considered, we were a little bit blown away that this was even a real thing. We had so many doubts about the WiWood group that we didn't think it would ever bounce back as a company. But this is honestly a good product that does as advertised, and more importantly, above all else, actually exists. For GoodyReader.com, thanks for watching.